I'm here right now with George Argyropoulos. He is a Canadian citizen. You were born in Greece. You still have Greece citizenship, and you're a designer, and you work in Greece as well, don't you?
Yes, I have clients in Greece, and many times I go back and forth for it.
So let's just talk about what's going on in Greece. First of all, how did they get in this pickle, and why are people rioting when, in fact, it seems like it's some overspending? What's going on? Tell us.
Well, it's not just about overspending, in my opinion, but also most people's opinion is it's about the corruption that's happening in the government. Corruption that's been going on for the last 35 years of three families governing a country. It's about...
I thought there was a democracy there.
In principle, yes, we do have a democracy, or I would say Greece has a democracy because I live in Canada. But the way that the country and the public sector is run is absolutely corrupt, and the results are what we see today. Overspending and actually a lot of embezzlement of public funds by politicians that have never been prosecuted or caught. So, and people know this in Greece.
Is that why, I mean, there's also a story that we hear here about a lot of people don't pay taxes, or there's a massive underground economy. There's a stat out today in the Telegraph in the UK that there are more Porsches in Greece than people who file taxes for more than 50,000 euros income. In other words, it's just astonishing about a hidden income.
Yes, it makes good news. It makes good news. It makes good news about more Porsches, and in some cases it's true. But the reality is most people in Greece work very hard for their living, and they're seeing their livelihood cut down, overtaxed right now, and also pensioners. Pensioners are losing their pensions. They're being cut to 50%.
So that's why the protests are so violent. People are really, really upset with the government. But I mean, is there not enough blame to go around? I mean, it's not just the government alone, is it? Because if people, didn't like the government, turf it out, put some honest people in. That's what we do in Canada.
Yes, but the Canadian system cannot be compared with the Greek system because, like I said before, there's three families that are governing Greece for the last 35 years.
And they're corrupt.
And they are corrupt. They rotate guards from time to time, and it's almost like a perfect storm what is happening now in Greece. It's come to a point where these families are running out of ideas, they are demagogues, and there cannot be any more of this. So I think what's happening in Greece is going to be very interesting, where the system will reset and the traditional political system will collapse, and therefore you will have something that will come out of these ashes, where you have new ideas, people that can run the country in an honest, clear.
But we're hearing now that, the country seems to be falling apart. Not only are there protests, but garbage is not being collected, the ferries aren't running on time. I heard a story today of somebody on an island, they said they can't get stores, they can't get food.
Yes.
So, it's going to be a complete collapse of society, isn't it?
Yes, and it should be.
Before it gets better?
Yes, it should be. It should be. Greece needs to reset. And that is something that most analysts don't really understand, because they don't really have their ear as to what's happening.
You work in Greece, you know what's going on, you know what people are saying, yes. So it's going to be a reset, George, but how's it going to rebuild itself?
No one knows that answer. No one knows that answer. The only thing that I can tell you is also as a Greek citizen, is that there's a lot of hope in getting rid of the past.
Yes.
It's the past that's haunting the country. So all of these people must leave, and then they will start rebuilding. It means that Greece is probably going to collapse. It's probably going to defer on all of the loans that it has. It means that it might exclude itself from the Eurozone. It means it might have to go back to the drachma. But at least people will know that they can start building without being dependent on the IMF or the European Common Market.
George, usually to start building, like the phoenix out of the ashes, to start rebuilding a country, there have to be leaders who are saying, you know what? I'm going to come up here and we're going to do it. Yes. Are there those leaders? Are those...
There's a lot of talent in Greece.
Yes,
that has not been attracted by the political world because of its complexity and its corruption.
Yeah.
This talent will come out. And some of this talent is going to come also from abroad. American Greeks, Canadian Greeks that might consider at some point, when they see their country or their homeland to that point, they might consider going back and helping.
So your prediction is that it's going to bottom out, it's going to get worse before it gets better, but there are a lot of people there talented, and it's going to rebuild, and it's going to be a better Greece than ever?
Absolutely.
George, thanks very much for coming in tonight, explaining that, and keep your eye on it. We'll have you back as things progress.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about a boxing match coming up, and it's all for the benefit of Canadian soldiers.
Πολύ καλός.